Hey, everybody. This is We Should Start a Podcast where Donovan and Ryan talk about all things cultural relevance, shows.
Some things that are irrelevant as well.
Mostly irrelevant.
That we throw in there.
And highly researched.
Yeah.
Which means no research.
None.
And sometimes we give movie reviews without seeing the movies.
We're just really petty that way.
Yeah. So sit back, relax, and get all your life advice from We Should Start a Podcast. Did you watch Bullet Train?
Brad Pitt movie?
Yes.
The only thing I know about that movie is that Channing Tatum has a funny cameo and the baddie is the front runner to be James Bond.
Yes. One of the baddies, but he's also kind of a goodie.
In the movie?
Yeah.
There's this clip that they keep showing that's like me chasing my past self to tell him not to do something. And it's like him running, jumping onto a train, and then like beating the glass in and jumping into the train.
Wasn't he also in Kick-Ass?
Yeah.
It's interesting how to go from that movie to potentially being James Bond.
I think you have to grow. I mean, he was like 16 or 17 when Kick-Ass came out, right?
Yeah, I guess. Anyway, Bullet Train. I thought it was great. The only reason I even saw it was somebody said that it was like in the stylization of like John Wick and all that. It was entertaining.
Is Brad Pitt good in it?
He's great.
Does he die?
He's great.
His character die?
No, I'm not gonna say, man. I'm not gonna say he doesn't.
He doesn't die?
No, right. It's just like, I think Brad Pitt, at least because I'm a little bit older, have seen like, oh, he's a great actor. Oh, he's trash. He's just hot. Oh, he's a good actor. Oh, he's trash. He's hot. That kind of roller coaster.
Brad Pitt roller coaster.
The Brad Pitt, but I mean, he's always been hot. But like, I think this movie kind of shows, oh, he's actually an actor. He can act.
He was great in, so like, I understand what you're talking about because he did like 12 Monkeys, Legends of the Fall, and then
Joe Black.
Yeah.
Which was just like, I'm hot.
Yeah, I'm just very good looking, and
yes.
I have Gwyneth Paltrow's hairstyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then like...
Then he would come back and do something like Troy, movie? Where it was like, I'm hot, and I don't really say anything. I just take my shirt off a lot, and then rape this girl in this temple, or whatever it was. I think it's rape, but that's my opinion.
Just pulling the hard R.
Well, I mean, no, and that's if you watch the movie, he's there and the girl's trapped in this building, and over a 3-day period, he seduces her. Now, but given the context, he was the he was
in the context.
He was with the Trojans.
There was a lot of pillaging.
Which, that would have been a great ad spot. Maybe that's why they call them Trojans.
Brad, no, I don't
know. Maybe that's not.
Maybe
they have a little helmet.
If you think
on.
about.
Well,
in the helmet, didn't they have that logo?
That guy.
It's kind of fucked up because the Trojan horse is how they snuck in. Yeah, the city.
Giant horse.
Sohail, we're trying to not do the F-bombs, man.
Oh,
it's all right.
I was not
you
told
can say the F-bombs. I'm just trying to be better.
We're on track. We are trying to be better. Sohail is okay where he's at.
I was not told this.
Okay, I don't know. I think it's rape, but he's in that.
F-bombs no,
and then
R-bombs all
and
way.
then also he's in
Quentin Tarantino.
The Quentin Tarantino movie.
I thought that was one of his best movies.
He was amazing.
Yeah, the scene where he's beating up on the Sharon Tate people.
I didn't see Ad Astra. Did you see that? It's a space movie. Sohail saw it, I bet. Did you see it?
No.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
But I just saw yesterday, 2001, at the Texas Theater, like on the big screen. It was sick.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've never seen 2001.
Stanley Kubrick?
I lived it.
No.
I lived 2001.
It was a bunch of 2001 was a bunch of who's that? I just want to fly. That guy, right? Put your arms around me, baby. Yeah, just want
What's his name? Mark
to.
something?
And then every song had that guy go, you just want to fly, you want to fly so high, like in the background. And then every song at the end of it, like if it was a pop song that a girl sang, it'd be like, dun, dun,
Mark
dun.
McGrath?
It would end, and then they'd be like, who tied my shoelaces together? And they would always
What are
be
you
like,
talking about?
You know what I'm talking about? The
No.
music in 2001. It was a
Like
bunch of Mark
Celebrate.
McGrath.
Sugar Ray?
Makes your
Yeah.
brain go magical places.
No, Sugar Ray from that. He was 2001, right? That was when he was popular?
Yeah, that era.
Right.
Yeah, which is
And
Mark
then I was
McGrath.
saying, also a popular
But
thing.
that's why I'm saying salivate, because you're able to remember 2001. I was trying to do a tie-in.
Oh, that's how we got there. 2001, the movie, which I've never seen. I was trying to remember the whole time while we were on 2001. I was like, I was sitting here going,
I'm not going to talk anymore.
no, because I was like, why? What's the?
Is it the one with
2001?
Hal?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's definitely Ryan, I don't know if you'll like it. It's not a feel good.
Do you have your
but-
camera? Throw your camera on, man.
Oh yeah.
You have a camera.
Who's that? Where's he at? Where's our guy? I like seeing him.
He's in the ether. You got to look up at the
At the
speaker.
lights.
So,
So 2001 Space Odyssey. Neither of us have seen it.
let's review it.
What's the scene? Starts off with monkeys. I know that much. And then at the end, there's a baby.
Hey, I think
so it
there's
sounds like it's
Yeah.
about evolution.
You got it.
there's
I'm a
space.
Christian,
There's
so
space.
I'm out.
There's space.
Oh
No,
yeah.
there's no space. It's a flat Earth. We live on a flat Earth.
2001.
There's no outer space.
There's a
no, I'm
frisbee?
just saying it doesn't exist. Outer space doesn't exist.
It's an oil painting.
I think outer space is a myth. I think have you ever seen that episode of The Simpsons where they put the giant dome over Springfield? I think the giant dome is a thing, and
That's the movie.
I think we're Springfield. It is the movie. You're right. That's what I think. Flat Earth. I'm all about all that. I think that maybe we're Area 51, and the exit leads us to the real world.
Maybe we're the marble in Men in Black.
Maybe we screwed up Mars so bad that we made a spaceship with Adam and Eve and sent it to Earth, and that's what killed the dinosaurs.
So that's the whole Battlestar Galactica reboot. Did you see that?
They're rebooting it?
No, the one from like the 2000s.
Oh no, that sounds cool though.
Dude, have you know the concept Battlestar Galactica, where it's like
I've seen the old ones.
humanity and the machines, the Cylons. Well, the end of the movie though was them repopulating Earth, or not so our ancient ancestors were fighting.
What if you were
Cylons.
sent in the pod with the girl that you're supposed to repopulate Earth with, and you get there and she's just a total jerk, and you're just like not into her at all. So much so that you can't perform. Like I'm talking about, like she's just so annoying that you're like, I can't even do
You're
this.
like, I don't know if it's worth it.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to have repopulate the Earth with
Yeah.
you.
If we're gonna repopulate Earth and half of them
If
are
we're
you,
gonna repopulate the Earth, I need to know that you will at least watch one episode of The Office with me. Like, give it a chance. It's a love story at the beginning.
The
know what I
Office.
See? If you were with any girl, literally anyone, and you were like, oh, Office, blah, 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 they'd be like, well, no. So
Maybe that's what I'm thinking.
that might be it. Have you seen The Office?
I've seen a season.
And you probably saw the first season. That's not even a good one.
Yeah.
Here's what they learned. 40-Year-Old Virgin came out after season 1, and everybody immediately said, okay, that's Michael Scott. Like, Michael Scott has to be so likable. He can't be like Ricky Gervais's version because it won't fly here. Here in the U.S., if the guy's a jerk, he's a jerk.
So in season 2, he's likable.
Season 2, well, in season 2, you're like, oh, this is funny.
They
because,
redeem him?
Yeah, because they make him so...
So it's similar to Parks and Rec, where Chris
I've never
Pratt's
seen that.
character.
Never seen it. See, we're like, you and I, we're just
Flip
two
sides.
ships passing in the night, my guy.
So my sister several years ago, because I had never seen Parks and Rec,
Yeah.
and she was like, "You have to watch this show." I'm like, "I tried. It was trash." She's like, "No, you got to start with like this episode of season 2, and then you watch this episode of season whatever."
That's what's so good
and
about
then if
those
you like
shows.
those,
They're not linear.
Then you start over. And I'm like, okay. So we did that, and then it was during the holidays, like years ago, and I think I watched all 7 seasons like within a week or 2 weeks or something crazy. And it was like the only series that I've seen where at the end of it, I was genuinely heartbroken. It was over. I was like,
So there's no more new episodes?
No, that show's from like 10 years ago.
I thought it was still on the air and just Chris Pratt wasn't on it anymore.
No. I'm sure it's just syndications. No, it's been off for many years now.
See, how you feel about that is how I feel about The Office.
That's how a lot of people feel about The Office.
Most people, one would say.
I think Parks and Rec is better in many cases or many aspects than The Office. I love The Office, though it's the best, but Parks and Rec is amazing.
I have to give it a shot.
Did you see in the background he's got a howl thingy?
Yeah.
That's kind of creepy.
Especially since we were just talking about it.
You think Hal came in?
No, now I understand because he said it was one of his favorite movies, so that was probably there before.
I would hope so, because if he's like, because there's a lot of multitasking when it comes to producing a show. If part of that multitasking was like, oh, let me make this my background.
Oh, I did that. Yes.
Like we need to look at our priorities.
So
well, it got a reaction.
So content, everything's content. So suck it, Ryan.
I have that T-shirt.
So wait, you asked me if I had watched Bullet Train. I didn't watch Bullet Train. We got on the topic of Brad Pitt and space and 2001 Sugar Ray, and then what I was gonna say on this Ad Astra thing, this situation, which I guess I can't. It's moot. It doesn't matter because
nobody here knows what you're talking about.
The movie.
I understand it's a movie.
It starts in outer space, Frank. I feel like I'm
wait. Is that the one where it has
he has to dig a tunnel
hunting
to space? He's looking for his dad,
who's
it's another famous actor
who we know, and his name is
I don't remember. What is it?
He was in The Fugitive.
It's Tommy
Hanks.
Tommy Jones.
Tommy Jones. Tom Jones. No.
Tom Jones.
No.
Tommy Lee Jones.
Tommy Lee Jones. That's it.
Yeah, it's his dad.
In the movie.
This is my happy face. Yeah, that guy. Remember that movie?
No.
The one where he has to guard the Texas cheerleaders?
Oh, yeah, Men in Black.
You know what's funny?
You know
what's funny, though, is like my brain... This is spooky.
Were you thinking Tommy Lee?
No. I was thinking Texas cheerleaders.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same movie, which is such a niche movie that no one remembers that he did.
Yeah.
But that's the one I remembered. But I couldn't remember the name of the movie.
Yeah. I don't know. It's called.
If I was afraid if I brought it up, you'd be like, "What?
Let's make fun of Ryan for the cheerleader movie."
I like cheerleaders.
I bet you watch Bring It. In case you don't know, I again classically handsome co-host here. Not only was he a Marine, he also is very gifted. A gifted cheerleader.
He used to be.
So, and he was on Monica Aldama's teams.
And if you also didn't know that this dude was a musician, and that's why he
wears a hoodie.
That's how he got his wife.
That's how I got my wife, because I was funny and I could sing pretty.
Because on the CH scale, he's not on it. Oh,
and everyone looks the same in the dark. So, anyway, I got 2 points, but you're gonna have to talk more about the cheerleading for them to ever come to life. And I don't know if we want to go down that road. There might be two, because you wanted to be a professional cheerleader. Is that correct? You wanted to?
No.
Are you sure?
Oh, I don't even know what that. You know what? My life's ambition and dream.
What? Can I ask you what was the road? Not broken road. What was the road that led from Marine Corps to cheerleading?
Well,
I think it sounds like a beautiful road. I'm just curious about.
He was very silky.
Were you trying to stay? Were you like, hey, I'm jacked now? So
no, it was pre Marines. So
would you say that being a cheerleader had any effect on you wanting to be a Marine later in life?
No.
Like the team aspect or the camaraderie?
No. Are you trying to? Is that the tie-in?
No, I'm just
because I can act.
No.
You want to be authentic?
Yeah, tell me.
Okay, so like when I've always wanted to be a Marine growing up, G.I. Joe, woohoo. So that was a decision that was made in my head like at age 8.
Okay.
16, 17, you see cheerleading stuff and like co-ed and you see it's cool. and I don't mean the rah stuff on the sidelines, but like throwing humans in the air and doing crazy stuff. That's in my mind was genuinely cool. And there was this shout out to Stacy Bookout. Just beautiful, beautiful Stacy Bookout. Married with like 10 children now. But like back then, she invited me to come to a competition. So I went, and it was like, she was on this, like, it wasn't her school team. It was, don't laugh. What's the laughter for?
I'm not laughing. Why are you laughing?
Why are you
I'm not laughing. I'm just looking at you. I'm looking at you and I'm listening. I'm listening and I'm here and I'm present and I want to know. So tell me more.
About Stacy Bookout?
Tell me more about this situation.
Anyway, so she invited me to go to this competition. I went to it, and it was like, and then I had no idea that you have your school cheerleading, but then you have your competition cheerleading, like kind of like select soccer on the side.
Right.
You know, like your team sports outside of your school. And I was like, and everybody she was on a team with was a co-ed, and this is high school. She was on a co-ed squad with all these dudes from all these different high schools. And I was like, you mean I could do this? So I got home and got on the internet, because the internet was definitely a thing back then.
Was it?
No, it was a phone book.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I got in a phone book and I was like, oh look, there's a cheer gym around the block. So I drove over there and I was like, hey, and I was like a junior in high school. And I was like, I'm a football player, I want to be a cheerleader. And they're like, oh my God. So then they built a team, and like I was the first guy on their team, because they're like, hey, we want to do this and you're the first one. So yeah, let's do this. And that's how it started, and it was just cool. And I think once you get into it from a straight male's perspective, it's like, even if your motivations are, I want to be around hot chicks, eventually it's like, this is just cool, because that stuff dulls very quickly.
Without naming any names.
Okay.
Unless you want to, and if it's okay. But no, probably for the sake, no names. Without naming any names, how many cheerleader / teammates would you say there was a romantic relationship with over the period of when you started cheerleading to when you ended? Because in my mind, and the mind of probably many of our listeners that are straight dudes, they're going, oh, that sounds really awesome. Like you said.
For me personally,
I went to hair school trying to meet girls.
like genuinely, like relationships, none.
None. What doesn't that? No,
like dabbles,
encounters.
So I also went to the university. I will answer with a story.
Okay.
I also cheered at North Texas.
Yeah.
And we were in a bowl game in New Orleans, and the cheer team, our cheer team, was hanging out with the Middle Tennessee cheer team. And long story short, we hung out a lot. Fast forward a couple of years, I was at Nationals in Daytona Beach and ran into some Middle Tennessee people. And they're like, oh, North Texas. Yeah, one of our girls, her nickname was Miss North Texas.
Was that your friend?
That was my friend. Because
you were Mr. North Texas.
I was Mr. North Texas, yeah.
Oh.
But this is cell phones or anything like that, or social media.
So you just had nicknames.
Because
you didn't have a way to keep it going.
Well, yeah. Well, also, back then, it's not like, you're Tennessee, I'm in Texas. It was a good time, high five.
Bye. Yeah.
Yeah. But the reason...
Wasn't there Facebook?
Not then.
Oh.
Facebook didn't come around until like 2006, I don't think. I'm old.
The funniest thing to say.
Facebook started out for colleges, right? For that.
Yeah, in 2006.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was like 2002, 2003. But anyway, the reason she had that nickname was because she was super like innocent, like super prudy, super innocent, and then she went to New Orleans and
met Mr. North Texas. You might want to check your phone.
Oh God. Did you just
I asked a question, but I wanted to ask it off camera. And you can't read it out.
Here's the funny thing about that question. Is my Apple ID account is used for all the computers, so everyone saw that.
Well,
The entire off. I'm just kidding.
well, good. These are the kind of hard-hitting questions that I want this
And
show
that
to be
has to do with
about.
cheerleading.
I don't know how we got there, but we did.
So anyway, but
So
yeah,
not that many encounters. One encounter with a girl who wasn't even on your team. I'm talking about. Here's the deal. I was in 8th grade.
Time out. Let me answer. Okay. Stereotypically, it happens a lot.
Yes.
It didn't
That's what
happen
we
for
wanna
me. It didn't happen for me. One, because it was involved in a lot of different things. Like I was also in the Marines. I was also playing rugby. I was also doing. So I was never just in the cheerleading.
Really
world.
spreading your seed, basically. That's what you're saying.
But here's the thing: is one of your favorite cheerleading crushes at the moment, Gabby. She's only dated cheerleaders like recently.
That's her type.
Well, because you get close to people.
Can you imagine could you imagine being Gabby's boyfriend and not being a cheerleader? Because that would be a hard gig, I think. I think if you're just a normal guy dating Gabby, that'd be a hard gig. Because
I don't. I think for weak men it is.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to weak men. But I do have a funny story about weak man before, where it's like I had this is years ago. Had the girl in the air and came down to catch her, but she didn't do her part, so she like hit my arms, then rolled out, and then her boyfriend was, and I was like, I don't even think I addressed him. I think I was telling her, you need to calm your boy down, just because it was just like,
you can't do what I do.
Well, I was like twice his size. I was in the Marines, and I was holding his girlfriend up with one arm. Oh, another funny story. And I'm all the memories salivate. Help the memories.
I like the cheerleading stuff.
So this is back in high school because I was on that cheer team, a select cheer, whatever. And I come from football, whatever. And and you get close, and you just do close things. So I forgot what I did to set this dude off, but it was like he wasn't a cheerleader, but we were all hanging out. But before doing a cheerleading thing, so I was in a cheerleading outfit, which is ridiculous for dudes, but it is what it is. And the guy was like, because he was something about his girlfriend, and I genuinely thought he was kidding. So I kidded back by grabbing his neck and bending him backwards over the hood of a car, because I'm a big dude that's strong, right? And then when I realized he wasn't kidding, I let him go. But it was just funny because he was like this rich kid from like Colleyville, like, ooh.
Right.
Why are you?
Was he driving like an '89 Trans Am or?
I'm not that old.
Okay.
But like he was like a rich kid, and he was just jealous about something I was doing with his girlfriend or something, and I was just like, first of all, I don't. This is just we're on a team together.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, brah. But whoop.
Bend him over a car.
Yeah, I think I was a bully.
You were a bully?
I think so, now that I'm remembering it. Because I also remember being in show choir in high school.
And just punching some kid in the face.
No.
No.
No. Because like an upperclassman was trying to bully me.
And you weren't having it?
No, I picked him up and put him in a trash can.
I like it.
Yeah. Because we were kidding.
I was bullied.
And then I murdered a guy because we were kidding.
Oh.
But just kidding. That's a joke.
It's a funny one. Anyway.
This man would never do that.
Oh, yeah. Look at that picture.
Look at you with those Cowboys cheerleaders.
Cowboys cheerleaders. I'm all shit, the grin, like, Anyway, what were you going to say?
Women. Yeah. So you have your flashlight on. It's like my mom does that. She'll like pick her phone up and everything's messed up. The flashlight is on when we FaceTime. It's just like this. You know what I mean? The flashlight's on. She's walking around. I'm like, Mom, stop.
Avatar 2. Did you see it?
No. My whole family went and saw it. I didn't see it.
What did they say?
Said it was awesome.
I think it
was awesome. They cried a lot.
It's one of the, so in all seriousness, Avatar 2, it's one of the most beautifully shot movies I've ever seen in my life. It's a beautiful movie. And what's cool about it is CGI, there's genuinely blue people that live somewhere. It's that real. It's that amazingly well shot. Story.
Not so good. He's getting a lot of crap for they're calling him I don't know. I don't really know what the angle is, but I think it's a race thing.
Which is absurd because they're blue.
Yeah, but I think they were mad that, like, you know who likes to get mad about this stuff is that
They're going to get mad no matter what.
you know who. But there's that one guy who you'd think would be like really cool and funny about it, but he's not. The guy who played Luigi in Super Mario Brothers movie. I'm sure he's done other things, but that's all I'll ever see him as. Yeah, Leguizamo. You'd think he'd be really cool about all the things. He has issues with everything, but like my thing is,
I just saw a movie he was in last night.
was it any good? The Menu?
It was okay. It was entertaining, but it was kind of like.
Does his character die early on?
No,
It doesn't.
no, but they do all die.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Is it
Almost all of them.
Is it because of the food? Or is it not about food at all?
Well, the hot girl gets away, obviously.
Oh.
Women empowerment.
Well, so Leguizamo, or I don't know, somebody was
Avatar 2.
They're mad that the Kate Winslet played a tribal person when she in fact is not tribal. But my whole thing is, well, if there's Wakanda or not Wakandans, if there's Natiri, what are they called? Are they called avatars? Whatever we don't even know their name.
People.
If there's giant blue people in existence, then yes, she's right. A blue person should have played that role.
Right.
But are there blue people?
Was it like a Phantom Menace situation, like with Watto and Jar Jar?
It was like
Avatar.
It was Avatar.
But you know how like in Phantom Menace, Watto is like a stereotypical Jewish person. And
honestly, and
Jar Jar.
I love when Sohail brings stuff like this up because I've never heard that.
I have heard that.
That was a thing.
I just
Like,
thought it was so
I've
ridiculous.
never heard that. I think you made that up.
No, it was a thing. I just thought it was so ridiculous at the time that because I think when that was brought up at that time, it was laughed out of because it was just like, well, that's ridiculous. But now it would actually probably.
Well, here's the thing is like, I think when it comes to acting, it's like, are we? For somebody to play blind, do they have to be blind? And I think a lot of people are going, yeah, they do. So there's this weird thing where it's like
their argument would be, but there's so many gifted blind actors.
I don't know that.
Is it because you can't see them? Is it because you haven't seen their work before? That's what I meant to say.
That would probably be it. But the thing is, though, it's like there's no such thing as a yellow M&M, but Whiplash guy, he plays in a yellow M&M.
Yeah.
So are we going to cancel him because he's a yellow M&M? Are you dying?
No, I'm just.
Well, there is such thing as blind people. I don't totally agree with the other side. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm laughing at. Is because
you're
making it seem like there's no blind people and they don't exist by saying the yellow. You go,
or like your
argument was blind people and then
you know what? I can see how.
I'm going.
I can see how that could have been the take. Obviously, there's blind people.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, like, at what point can people act like they're being the characteristic of that thing, or
it's like having a British guy be Superman.
It's like a Simple Jack situation.
It's exactly a Simple Jack situation. Like, yeah, but my question is, if somebody's a good actor, do you allow them to act the part, or do you have to get somebody who has all the characteristics of that part? If so, are we canceling Hamilton?
I feel like it wouldn't be an achievement. So the thing that made Castaway cool, honestly, there's only two things. I mean, what made Castaway cool was you had a fat guy that then became a skinny guy, and that same skinny guy. I guess my Castaway was a bad example. My whole point is,
no, it's
he
not.
lost
No,
a
it's
lot
not.
of weight for that role.
Here's the thing: is time out. I don't think it's a bad example because it shows the absurdity of it. Because has Tom Hanks ever been cast away? Has he? Does he
know what that's like?
Does he know what it's like to be abandoned and marooned on an island for years on end? Yeah. He doesn't. Then he shouldn't be able to do that. And I understand completely that what I just said was completely absurd. But that's the point.
But at the same time, they will tell you that, and then they'll make the argument that, you know, Michael B. Jordan should be James Bond.
Idris Elba should be James Bond.
Idris Elba, that's the truth. Idris Elba should be James Bond. He'd be the best James Bond if he'd do it. I think he's too old, but he'd be amazing.
I think when it comes,
you know what I mean? Like here's the problem. It's like, hey, you have to have all these things in order to be this character, but at the same time, a character that's been from the inception played by a, you know, Caucasian guy. I mean, right? Like, I mean, I think James Bond is in the books, like he is.
Yeah, but I think like a character. So I see where you're going with this argument.
At the same time, I would love for Idris Elba.
Yeah, I half agree, but I half disagree because I think with a character like James Bond that's rooted in World War II spycraft, obviously that a World War II spycraft type character would need to be white. That being said, it's 2023. Having a Michael B. Jordan or an Idris Elba James Bond, cool, all for it. Having a female Doctor Who, cool, all for it. Having a black gay Doctor Who, cool, all for it. I'm more concerned the writing that goes behind the story. You know, like did we ever get on the Marry Me kick? Why I love that movie so much.
We talked about it a lot.
I love that movie. Yeah. And the reason I love that movie because it's just a genuinely good, wholesome movie. And never once is it brought up that, you know, race, identity, gender, it's just not brought up because it shouldn't be a thing. Mm-hmm. Nobody should care.
But it's all a thing. Like, my question, so I know, like, do you think...
Let's list characters and if it's okay for them to be white or black.
Yeah. James Bond. 100%.
Yeah, go for it.
I think it's 100%. I would love to see that. Something new and exciting with the franchise would be awesome because they just killed it off with the last guy. He's gone.
Right.
So it'd be great. I would love to see that.
Did they kill him off?
Yeah, they killed him off.
How'd they kill him off?
He stayed there and blew up.
Are you talking about Henry Cavill or James Bond? No,
James Bond.
Well, then how... Oh, so they're going to have to reboot the series.
The whole series, yeah. It's going to be rebooted. So now would be the perfect time if you're going to do something like that to, you know, make it more appealing. You know who would have been awesome would have been Chadwick.
But, yeah. But again, though, I think with James Bond, I think that character series has gone in such a direction that it's not tied to, like, history at all.
Right. They don't make... Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think it could be... What about Superman? I can see Michael B. Jordan being Superman, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think there'd be a problem. I think people would lose their shit.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, it's like, what's the story? Who's the actor? Because again, like, if you have a Michael B. Jordan, you're like, hey, I'm okay with that. Or a young Denzel, hey, I'm okay with that. You know,
Denzel would be a great Superman.
Denzel, he could be the father of Superman.
Oh, that'd be dope. I would watch that.
Yeah, yeah.
But
none of them are aliens, right?
They're not. See,
thank you, Sohail.
So they'd have to cast Nicolas Cage.
You have,
and Christopher Walken is his dad.
They're aliens. You're right. You can't. We can't have aliens because they're not real aliens.
There's a level of easily to be offended
I think it's turning though.
I mean, like the conversation's more about like casting. I don't know the story of The Last Samurai, but that's what popped in my head. Like or Mickey Rooney in Breakfast at Tiffany's. Like
that's
that was 100 years ago, but
that's the one that's awful, dude. Like honestly,
I don't know that.
I love how everybody tries to walk it back to like, oh, but they always whenever they show highlights of Breakfast at Tiffany's. Yeah, dude. No, dude, it's awful. It's so bad. Like
accent and everything.
Yeah. It's so.
But again,
and the whole point is to like lampoon.
Right, know. But again, you can't now cancel him.
That's what they'd like to do, and they have. They've tried. It's like the John Wayne thing, right? Even Bill Burr talked about how Sean Connery talked about how every once in a while he'd slap a girl if he had to, right?
But even then, was he kidding? Was he serious? It doesn't
matter. The way
matter.
he said it was like, set in 1974
with Barbara Walters. Yeah.
Yeah, but then Bill Burr does this whole story about Coco Chanel, and he's like, so she was dating Nazis to stay alive and keeping her little purse factory, and so she was, hooking up with Nazis. Remind me what Sean Connery said again? Like, you know what I mean? In context, it's a big deal. But like, what about Robert Downey Jr. and the one that blows my mind that he got away with it is the Army movie where I'm a dude playing a dude.
Tropic Thunder.
How does he get away with that?
Talked about this in the first or second episode.
Yeah.
But that's the perfect point. He's he's not doing the Mickey Rooney. They're commenting on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's satire.
Well,
like satire is fine. Jokes are fine. No one's canceling jokes.
That's not true.
They're
because
canceling jokes a lot.
they've already said that movie probably couldn't be made now.
Well, Jamie Foxx has a movie that's called like All-Star Weekend or something.
Hadn't seen it yet.
It's never going to see the light of day. But apparently Robert Downey Jr. plays a Mexican in that.
Yeah. I was because I saw Jamie Foxx talking about on Joe Rogan podcast like
he said it was too
20
offensive.
years ago.
Yeah, he said it was going to be too offensive to be released. He said he didn't think it was going to happen.
But I want to see it.
I'd like to see. What about Jamie Foxx? That's a weird one because he's won 2 Academy Awards.
2?
Yeah.
Ray and what?
Collateral.
How did he win one for Collateral?
Best Supporting Actor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
No, maybe he only won for Ray and he was nominated for both.
probably.
That's what it was. He was nominated for both and he only won for Ray.
Yeah. Oh, I did see. I love YouTube because it just gives you random stuff. And you brought up Sean Connery, and we both brought up Denzel. There's a clip of him talking about how he was nominated for Academy Award with like Sean Connery, and he said that Sean Connery got up on stage to present, and he got like a 3-minute standing ovation before saying a word. And he's like, "Okay, time to go." He's like, "I know I'm not winning anything," And it was really funny how he said that.
One of the funniest acceptance speeches from the Academy Awards that I can remember is when George Clooney won Best Supporting Actor for Syriana. He was also nominated for director for something else. And the first words out of his mouth when he gets to the podium, he goes, "Well, I guess I'm not winning director." It was like so funny and smug because it's like, he's gone. But that's why people love him because he's so, know. Okay, so let's go back. I like this topic because it's just edgy enough to maybe get us in trouble, but we're just innocent enough to keep us
We're just going to say things like Ben Shapiro.
No, like
because Ben Shapiro is a triggering
who would
word.
be
Ben Shapiro.
Who would be who would be acceptable to be cast in a role that's traditionally and historically been played by somebody of
whatever.
Yeah.
Let's start naming characters.
Could you recast
So here's
like what's an iconic? I'm trying to think of iconic.
The Hulk.
Yeah.
Any Marvel comic booky type character, Thor. Thor would actually be a really funny one because Thor is based off Nordic.
Yeah.
Traditions.
Kevin Hart. I would watch Kevin Hart as Thor all day long.
Right.
That would be the greatest thing ever.
But so it's funny because like I've seen this this one podcaster and he's actually local to Denton, but he does a lot of commentary on like comic book stuff, and he was just like as a black male, I want to see. Let's elevate characters we already have or make new characters. I don't want to see just repurposing old characters.
Yeah, I think that's the conversation is like a historically underrepresented communities need more representation. That doesn't mean
poaching from I
don't even think it's poaching. I think
or
it's
like
just
the Ghostbusters thing or whatever,
Well, Ghostbusters is a great example because they're like,
I could have told you that movie was going to bomb from day one. I mean, like that was whoever thought that was a good idea.
Well, they're like, let's just get really funny women and not have a real script.
That's what killed me is each one of them is so hilarious and brilliant, like in everything they're in. But when they were all together in Ghostbusters, it wasn't the same kind of inside. You know how like Ghostbusters has the inside joke thing that was funny. Like you always felt like you know if you meet any other dude over 40, you could be peeing in a bathroom bar or bar bathroom and go, you know, don't cross the streams, and they'll know exactly what you're talking about.
Kate McKinnon is like one of the funniest humans in sketch comedy.
She was just weird
ever.
in that. She was weird in that movie.
She just, well, I wouldn't know. I never saw the movie.
I saw it.
I saw a trailer. I was like,
I saw it. It was watchable because they make it watchable, but it was you know how like when Vince Vaughn had like a stranglehold on us. Like, remember he did Wedding Crashers and he did that weird Santa Claus movie and then he
like
did
The Intern.
like all those movies back to back to back to back. And it's that same character where it's like, hey, I'm going to keep talking and say something over here. And then I'm going to talk over here. And that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of, they were all doing who they are to ad nauseum. Like, the girl from Bridesmaid, her whole comedy bit is she's just always struggling, right?
You're talking about
the one who played the girl who adopted all the dogs. She's like, get us a blanket. She's the
Megan.
No, what's her name? Not Meghan Markle. You're way
there's
off.
Kristen Wiig, Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy.
She's so funny.
So Melissa McCarthy is just doing her bit the entire time.
Right.
Where just
she's loud.
big girl struggling.
Dude,
like
I'm going to tangent for a second. Melissa McCarthy's, when she was doing the bit on SNL as the press secretary.
Yeah. That was hysterical.
Some of the best is amazing.
Yeah.
I don't even know the guy's name anymore. But when that was so good, especially when she was on the podium, that was like on a Segway or something.
Oh yeah, no, she's
Anyway,
great. She's great.
Yeah, and Kristen Wiig, I love Kristen Wiig.
I love all of them.
Yeah.
But in this movie, it was just
I don't even
not
know who the
funny.
fourth was. There a fourth?
Maya Rudolph.
No, it wasn't
Was
Maya
she in
Rudolph.
it?
No, it was the girl from SNL. It was she played the Winston character. Her name is she's very
What is
funny.
a Winston character?
She like her character was the one that wasn't a scientist. Like she was like a cab driver or something. It's Are you texting me?
What is that Ghostbusters called?
It's called like Ghostbusters girl version.
Ghostbusters female.
It's Leslie Jones.
It's girls.
Leslie Jones.
Jones.
I don't find her. I
think she's very funny.
I find her funny when she's not doing scripted stuff. Like her bit with the Olympics, like how she's super fan of the Olympics. I thought was great. Like the Olympics actually sent her to the Olympics because she was so funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
She's great. I love her. I think she's funny.
80% of her comedy I don't think is funny in my mind.
Have you heard of Yina Bashir?
No.
She's hysterical. One of the funniest comedians I've ever heard in my entire life. She reminds me a little bit of her.
No.
But like, I don't know. Ghostbusters, it was just not good. It was not a good
What about
movie.
the one with the kids?
The new one?
Yeah.
I loved it.
Afterlife. Oh, it was okay.
I liked it. It was a good send off. But now they're
I just
gonna
don't
make
like I don't like that main kid though is weird to me. Like the guy that was from
Finn Wolfhard.
whatever his name is.
That's
The
his
guy-
name.
but
It's
he's
the coolest
from,
name ever, right?
From Stranger Things.
Yeah.
He's just, but I think it's just because in Stranger Things he's in that awkward teenager years, I guess, and you're just like, ugh.
Yeah. Awkward teenager kids suck. I know what you
I
mean.
know. Don't
Jeez.
you have two of them?
No, mine are cool and sweet, and they're young still
Okay.
babies.
No,
But-
they're not.
Give it a
teenagers.
couple years.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh,
The little one's got some new material. It's pretty great. He's pretty funny. He's been working on some stuff in the mornings. He's got,
What about a
tell me, say it.
morbidly obese Wonder Woman?
Listen, I was just coughing.
You're like, I'm not gonna say
anything.
names. Like Lizzo as Wonder Woman.
How are you gonna say you're not gonna say names and then say that?
Yeah, what?
Well, because like if I go to Apple,
Can I tell you something?
If I go to HBO Max right now, the big header is Lizzo.
Here's the deal.
And the thing is,
I think
my
Lizzo is the
commentary-
hottest chick alive. Like, I think she is so fine. I would, like, you have no idea. I have a massive crush on Lizzo. And you can look at me all that way you want to. I think she is the hottest thing on two legs. Lizzo is fine. Like, so fine. And she's so, dude, it's her confidence. It's her, she's just pretty, dude. She is amazing. So, I mean this with
You were
literally
100% undoing a bit.
No, I'm not.
You were lying. You're like, oh,
No.
I'm not. Because you know,
No,
if anybody sees this part of this episode, they're going to be like, oh, screw those guys.
No.
The
I think Lizzo is hot.
clan is going to come out and kill us all.
First off, I don't think they're called a clan. Secondly,
The Lizzites, the lizards.
No, there's no.
What is the? Is there a Lizzo fan club?
I feel like it's really sad that you don't think I'm being honest because no, dude. You can ask Allie.
Lesbians.
Lesbians is the funniest. If that's their name, that's hilarious. I am obsessed with Lizzo.
But then,
you don't have
a good track record,
sentimental man or woman to put me up. Dude, she's so hot. She's so hot. I don't care.
Yeah, but you also like the cooking
I'm also
show
married
lady.
to yes. I have good taste in women. And
No,
Lizzo is
you
fine.
have a good taste in actual women. Your Fantasyland women is suspect.
Ina Garten is hot too, and I'm sick of it.
Oh my gosh, yeah, dude.
See? Boom. You're not. Don't make us feel weird for being the weird one.
Yeah, Ryan, come on.
I'm the weird one
You're
because
the
I don't
weird one
like
here.
an old 80-year-old cooking
Here's the
lady.
deal.
You
you
also
don't-
didn't go to see a play because
She's
Because
amazing.
why so hell?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't remember either. Neither of us want to say it out loud on the microphone. No, I think Lizzo is hot, like way hot. I watched her interview with David Letterman, and she's just. We would get along. We would be buddies, hands down. I'm serious. We would get along. She's sweet. She's got everything going for her. She's got a great head on her shoulders. She's amazing musician. Dude.
Flautist, athlete.
Yeah, being that, I wish that I was as confident as she is. I wish that I had that blind confidence that you were talking about. That, she doesn't need blind confidence. She's just gorgeous. But, the ability to just be... I think I learned this last summer at the beach that I don't want to be a guy with man boobs at the beach anymore. You know what I mean? Because... there's an age after 38 you accept it and you have no more body shame and you can take your shirt off and you walk around and you're just like whatever, everyone, your mom poops, you know what I mean? Everybody poops, everybody's the same, we're a body, it is
Women
what
don't
it
poop.
is.
Lizzo poops though.
Lizzo doesn't poop, bro. No, Lizzo don't poop. But that
Here's the thing is everybody has, but that's the beauty of humanity is everybody has their
different things that
they're into.
I'm into Lizzo.
Some people like fat, some people like skinny, some people like tall, some people like short, some people are gay, some people are straight. The problem in society that I have is when did it become wrong to not be a fan of something? It's treated there's this, for you to be attracted to Lizzo, it's either the norm or that's an heroic trait versus not being attracted to Lizzo. I'm an asshole.
I don't think it makes you that. I think.
Are you worried about your hair?
Yeah, I'm worried about my hair. So here's the thing. I don't want to look
You're
like
if Lizzo watches this, I need to make sure.
If this gets to her, I want to be.
Sure my hair.
It's just nothing is right because TV makes you look different than you really are, and my apps make me look the way I really look.
We can put a filter.
Here's the deal. If I stay, this is the angle right here. If I stay like this, I'm good. But the problem
Here's
is
the
I
thing
like
is,
to sit like this.
Going back to Lizzo.
Yeah, what about
if you
it?
go back to the wide shot, Sohail, that's Lizzo.
And I'm here for it.
You want to hook up with this?
If underneath that if you're wearing a Ryan costume and it's actually Lizzo underneath there, then yeah, I'm into it.
She has a song, and how many songs does she have?
I
bunch.
have no problem with Lizzo. Her fans are kind of annoying, but she ruined one of the best Charlie XCX songs ever. Charlie put her on there, so I have a grudge.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But you think she's hot?
Yeah, she's beautiful. I mean,
Gal Gadot. She's hot.
Gal Gadot looks like a stressful situation.
she's a Zionist.
I'd be very stressed out. Because she's one of those people that looks beautiful no matter what she's talking about. She can be like,
yes, she's a different species. She could play Wonder Woman. She could play Superman because she is an alien. She's a different species.
but that's all she has is Wonder Woman.
What's
another movie that she's been in?
Fast and Furious?
She's not in that.
She was in like 1.5. She was in that pseudo spy movie with John Hamm. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, but she played the same like.
So basically, she's the Henry Cavill of females.
She plays hot foreign.
Whoa.
Yeah, she kind of is.
Well, where she's like, you think she should be working, but she's not.
She kind of is. Gal Gadot is the girl version of Henry Cavill. You heard it here first, folks.
Yes.
What else does she got? She's got Wonder Woman. She doesn't have that anymore. She's
Why?
got, because they said they're not moving forward with Wonder Woman 3, which after watching like some clip cuts from Wonder Woman 2, I was reminded of, this is her. You want to hear my Gal Gadot impression?
Sucks.
Get out of the car. She's like, she has an Arnold cadence.
Look.
A little bit.
I
bit
think
of an Arnold
her
cadence.
cast as Wonder Woman is.
She's out.
I think is an amazing casting. Again, it goes back to the writing. I think we talked about this in a while back about how you just wish there was better writing for some of these properties.
Well, I just wish they felt more like comic books. Like, I wish Marvel could make the DC movies. Like, then they would make it cool. You know what I mean? Like, DC's supposed to be darker and all that, and I get that, but it doesn't have to be.
Let's go back to Captain Marvel or whatever her name is. Like, everybody gave Brie Larson shit for whatever. I thought she did a good job.
I liked it.
I thought it was okay. I thought it was good.
I think that movie did pretty well.
Yeah, but people were taking her off-screen antics and applying it to her on-screen. It's like, I don't care what they say or do off-screen as long as they're acting a good part.
What about Ezra Miller?
Is that the Flash?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Ezra is a good actor, so I never saw them as a good actor for the Flash. And I'm not familiar enough with the off-screen antics to even comment. I mean, we could joke about it, but like, I just don't genuinely know. And I'm not really a big fan of the Flash, so I'm not a consumer of that content anyway. So I think you should just get away with the whole character altogether and never do any show or movie ever and erase it from existence.
So the Flash could be anybody.
I don't know. Sure.
Pretty much. It's one of those characters, right? Like,
Yeah. Back to that. Yeah.
what else is like a... I mean, there's no other... I mean, would people
Panther?
go crazy if...
I don't think you could have like a
white guy
or
be
Norwegian Black Panther.
vaguely Scandinavian?
But it wouldn't match the storyline.
No.
Because the storyline of Black Panther is Wakanda, which is a city-state within Africa. You know?
Yeah.
Also, you couldn't have like a white Aladdin.
Didn't they do that?
Probably, but, you
With
know.
the Aladdin?
Aladdin's white.
Is he?
I mean,
Arabic.
white is very mercurial when it comes to the caucus.
Did you just call it a cuck?
Are
you saying white people are cucks?
pretty mercurial when it
I
comes
mean,
to
like,
that, too. Am I right? Am I right?
Persian people are Caucasian.
I knew this
know?
guy. His name was actually, well, doesn't matter, but, you know, one of those guys.
Don't know.
What?
Go on.
One of those guys. He had one of those.
Hmm.
It was like a, you know, it was a big one.
I don't know. What is your fascination with big ones?
He said something about cock. I thought we were talking about cock. He said it's always very mercurial when you're talking about the cock.
I thought he said cuck.
Oh, I thought he said the cock.
Your brain.
And that's why I was laughing.
Your brain. You're still thinking about Lizzo.
What? Are you even... Okay, so here's the deal. Ant-Man, played by Kevin Hart, would have been great. I would have watched that.
But that would make sense because Ant-Man,
It's
Kevin
short.
Hart, there's not much he has to shrink.
That would have been a funny casting. And it would have been good.
Yes.
I think The Rock needs to be like a Marvel character.
So let's get back to Adam.
Okay, sorry.
Black Adam.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was good. But then again, I'm a little partial because I went to high school with the main lead female in that. So, like, it was kind of cool to see somebody I know or knew. I haven't talked to her in 20 years. But, like, oh, cool. You've made it. You've been in a movie with The Rock.
You did it, Jenny. You made it.
My name is Sarah.
Oh. What was that?
Your shoe.
What'd I break? Oh,
The table.
it's okay.
It happens. No, but again, I think it's crappy that movie's. Anyway, we talked about that. Ad nauseam.
It's done. Yeah, it's done.
What other shows did people ruin?
What other show? Did you watch the show on Netflix, 1899?
No. Is that the one where it's like a ship that was like a
like
super
a ghost
spooky?
ship.
No, did you?
No.
Let's review it.
Looked kind of dumb to me.
I think it was shot with green screen.
Are you watching Yellowstone? Are you watching any of this cowboy stuff?
I watched the first 3 seasons. I like to binge watch. Have you seen it at all?
I've watched all of it up until I haven't watched much of this season. This season kind of blows.
Does it?
That's a hot take.
Really?
The season of Yellowstone,
How
most
does
popular show in America, kind
Ever?
of blows.
It's like the best show
I don't mean
ever.
it blows. I don't mean that. There's just a lot of like, it's a slow burn. I think Jamie,
Yeah.
he's kind of being a sconch.
But
off on his own.
Didn't that character go back and forth a lot of being, I'm part of the family, but I'm against the
No, I'm
family?
not. Now I am. Now I'm
Yeah,
not.
it's like-
Well, now the plot is he's banging some chick that has some power, and she's kind of like, the Delilah in his ear going, and then you can do that. Like she's
But
trying to help him get the family away.
But they've already did that storyline with the dad the season before, though.
Yeah, but if I learned anything from The Force Awakens, it's that you can virtually do the exact same thing shot for shot that you've done before, and if it worked the first time, it'll work the second time.
Now, I agree with that with YouTube content and social media, but I don't know if I would want to bank like $100 million, $1 billion franchise on something like that.
So this season of Yellowstone is a lot. I feel like how like the Batman movie, the guy worship that voice.
Yeah.
This season, Kevin Costner's voice has gotten progressively more.
Like, does he talk like that in real life?
It's very like this now, huh?
Does he talk like that in real life?
No,
Yeah, the vocal fry. I don't.
it's a little much, right?
I think if anything, the vocal fry tool for actors is overplayed.
There's this the one thing that's come out of Yellowstone this season that's kind of a deal is you have some. I'm sorry, am I boring you with my Yellowstone story, or what's happening there?
I had a notification.
Oh,
Somebody.
cool watch.
I got an email from Christopher Friedel.
Oh, neat, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, Dick Tracy. Hello.
It's important. Remember when
I have one
having
too.
a watch that could communicate was so
It was very cool.
far-fetched?
So
Yellowstone.
Lainey Wilson is in this episode. This episode. Oh my God.
Hello? Is he going to get to a point?
Where is it?
I don't know.
Lainey
I'll let him-
Wilson
Can
is
you
in
get to
this
the point?
season, and she has a big butt, and she's all over TikTok.
He's
And
talking about big butts.
People are watching it.
Is he going to lie?
They're talking about it. It's the truth.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about,
I
Jill?
don't know who Lainey Wilson
No.
is.
Lainey Wilson's a big bootied country singer.
I
That
think I'm on different side of TikTok.
yeah, maybe. Well, anyway, she's on it. That's the only cool thing. But more
Isn't she
importantly,
like dating one of the
cast members probably.
No, like on the show.
Yeah, she was dating one of the Cowboys.
Okay.
But
Also known as murderers.
the other thing that's interesting is there's a show 1923. Have
With
you watched
Harrison
that?
Ford? I haven't seen it yet.
I've watched all of that so far, and it's real
Good?
great.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford?
Yeah, he's doing cowboy stuff, and it's real awesome. He's beating people up and stuff.
Cowboys and aliens.
It's way better than that.
Underrated.
That movie does not hold up. I watched it, and it's not good.
It's Anyway.
They're like, hey, let's
Harrison
cast the most
Ford.
British
Does
guy
he
of all
die?
time.
Does he die in the end?
Of 1923?
Yes.
No, it's not the end though.
You could have said eventually. It's from
I
1923.
mean, I'm assuming he does. He's like
23
80 years
It was
old.
100 years ago.
He's like 80 years old in the show. I mean, his character's not alive today. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
So
What happened to Indiana Jones? Remember they like set up Shia to be
Where's
the.
Shia?
I think
That would have been sick.
I think everybody, the universe took a big old dump on Shia LaBeouf.
But he's such a good actor.
So sad. He's the best, but yeah, he's.
They didn't want him to have all that fame, man. They took it away from him.
Was The Matrix?
I don't know. Whoever they are,
Did he get tated?
whoever they are,
I mean, he had a lot of second chances.
whoever they are, control a lot of things, and they
Controlled.
control the stuff. And I'm pretty sure that he he was rebelling, and then they gave him opportunity after opportunity. And to Sohail's point, it seems like he was just like, you know what, I'm gonna do me, and if you guys don't like it, then
You know what's interesting on that is like the shrapnel when it comes to the cancellation, or like when somebody's in a cause John Barenthal, have you ever seen his podcast he's been doing lately? You know who I'm talking about? The Punisher.
oh yeah,
He's doing a podcast now.
I saw him have Shia LaBeouf on it, didn't he?
Yeah, he did that, and then he got a lot of backlash for doing that. And it's just interesting that like there's backlash, there's like there's you're in trouble by association backlash, you know.
Well, he got in trouble for doing that, but what's weird is, Shia LaBeouf did like a live reading of what's the movie with Sean Penn where he's a surfer and it's his big movie that broke him, made him famous.
Brokeback Mountain?
No, Sean Penn, where he was a surfer. It's in the 80s.
Oh,
it's a John Hughes movie.
Fast Time High?
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Yeah, they did a reading and everyone was in it. Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, Sean Penn. Sean Penn played like the teacher, which was kind of funny.
Okay.
But Shia played Sean Penn.
Okay.
And he killed it. Like, he was so awesome.
Right.
And there's these actors, his peers. Now, granted, it's his former co-stars for the most part. They're all just, and the weird hippie actors like Sean Penn who are like, yeah, be artistic and crazy. It's fine. Punch people. Like, they're sitting there singing his praises the whole time. Like, we love you. You're amazing. But then Germany's calling. They're the worst. So then, like, so then they sing his praises, but then he does this thing with John Barenthal, and everyone's like, boo this man, blah.
Well, when was that table read thing?
Over 2020.
Because yeah, so I want to like make it clear. You said Shia's just like doing his thing. I was a huge Shia stan. I love almost
Shia stan?
everything he was
stan?
in. But this isn't him being hit. I mean, FK Twigs sued him for like sexual battery and abuse.
Wait,
so that's
okay.
not,
that's what I don't know. I wasn't clear on that.
Like early pandemic, that's what actually got him. Because I stand by, there's no such thing as being canceled. People can cry about it, but people come back, do what they do if they're talented, if they not repent, but what's it called? Rehabilitate from whatever got them canceled or show something. But when it comes to like beating the shit out of and doing sexual battery.
So he did that?
His partner, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
He even on that John, what's his name? Bernthal thing said, I effed up.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that happened. That's bad. Oh,
I don't think you come back from that.
I don't know. Because I thought, I'm way off on I don't know anything about him.
That's the thing about this, all these narratives of people being canceled and people being upset by it. Like, I don't think it's as big of a thing as they want you to feel. And then see when something like this does happen, that narrative is so stuck in people's heads that, it's not,
devastating.
It doesn't matter anymore.
So devil's advocate.
Mel Gibson.
No.
I would say Mel Gibson. Why the hell are they mad at that guy?
Is he in prison?
Who?
Shia LaBeouf.
I mean, maybe.
No, I don't think so.
So if he's not in prison and all that, it's a civil matter. Does that affect his acting ability? I'm just devil's advocate. I personally probably wouldn't want to work with him. Okay, but I'm just saying.
Trevor, so that's just
like knowing what you know about Kevin Spacey. Does that affect how you watch Usual Suspects?
No, the ending still slaps. It's one of the best endings of any movie of all time because of that little walk he starts doing, and you realize you've been had.
Right. So, and again, I'm not saying if somebody's in jail, they're in jail. But if it's like
how do you feel about Trevor Bauer?
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so Trevor Bauer, very, very expensive off-season acquisition in 2020, I believe, maybe it was 21, by the Los Angeles Dodgers. He did like 8 starts, and then he was banned. He had serving a suspension. The reason why he was serving a suspension is because he was accused of sexual battery by a woman. They came out, they did the entire investigation, found out that there was nothing substantial enough to prove that her claims were real. Mm-hmm. But Major League Baseball said, well, we're still going to ban you for an entire season. And then on top of that, the Dodgers just released him 2 days ago. So he's still going to get paid his $22 million, but the Dodgers don't, they're like paying him money not to play for their team.
So here's the thing about that is like all of this is very fluid. The Dodgers, he works for the Dodgers, and I'm sure they have some sort of clause in there for a morality clause. And, you know, I don't know what the laws are there, but, you know, you have a right to work state, you know, or like at least here in Texas. So if they don't want him part of the organization anymore, that's their choice. Now, if he has a contract, he's still getting paid. I mean, that's so again, I know I'm contradicting myself in a little bit. So, boom, we don't want him. Now, like if a Warner Brothers doesn't want to work with Shia LaBeouf, so be it. They don't want, it's their choice. It's their money. But as from a consumer standpoint, I don't think people genuinely care. Well, because if the dude can hit and the dude can catch or throw or whatever his position is, I'm sure people would overlook that, which is probably a problem. And as far as, and again, I'll acknowledge it's probably a problem that I don't care what somebody does in their personal life.
Well, Major League Baseball has really been interesting because nobody's touching him. They could sign him for the league minimum, meaning they can pay a guy who's worth $30 million a year, $700,000 a year to play for their team, and no one's touching him.
But do you think it's because it's a distraction or because he's not that good at baseball?
It's 100% because he's a distraction.
Okay,
because he's he is widely regarded as one of the best pitchers on the planet.
They probably just think it's not worth it.
So it could be very like Colin Kaepernick-esque.
They're afraid of the. Do you think the concern is community backlash, like what that's going to look like, the message that sends? Because the Astros don't care; they cheated. You know what I mean?
But the thing is, it's like Colin, and the reason I bring it, Colin, I'm not associating protesting with like battery.
Right.
I'm associating distraction with distraction.
Controversy.
Yeah.
Or whatever. I don't even want to say it's controversy because I don't want to be
associated.
I don't want to associate somebody who's just trying to voice their opinion on something with a legit physical assault.
Yeah.
Now, was there legit physical assault? It sounds like the law came into play. Again, I know nothing about this.
Right.
But it sounds like he wasn't charged.
Vindicated him. He wasn't charged.
He wasn't.
What's his name?
Trevor Bauer.
But the thing is, but distractions.
Bauer.
But again, it's very interesting. Like, and I was actually having a conversation about this with my dad like 2 weeks ago about how you would think like the Cowboys or whoever, these professional sports teams, when they go through their draft process, they would have and I'm sure they do, some sort of risk tolerance. Because like anybody looking at who's Elliott, what's his name? Zeke Elliott, whatever his name is. Like anybody looking at him would go, yeah, I'm not drafting him. Because he's his off-field antics, even in college, they're gonna screw you up in the pros.
Yeah, and they kind of did. Remember, he got suspended for like 6 games.
So I don't understand pro athletes, and maybe that's the same thing with actors. And maybe I'm coming back to it.
Armie Hammer, he's another one of those guys that got.
Is he working?
No. I think he's working as a. Did you? Do you know the Armie Hammer story?
Yeah.
I'm having a moment of enlightenment.
Go.
Because I'm circling back to, me personally not caring, but I'm not the one putting up hundreds of millions of dollars to make a thing. So if I'm putting up hundreds of millions of dollars to make a thing, hell no, I don't want a distraction. I don't want a potential lawsuit. I don't want a potential cancellation.
Negative attention.
I don't want a negative attention to this project. I don't care if you're Kevin Spacey can act. I don't care if you're Shia LaBeouf and you can act. So from a business owner, investor standpoint, I totally understand it. You saw it here first. I'm flipping my opinion.
Well, because and that's great. Because I mean,
but to be clear, it has nothing to do with altruism or doing the right thing. It's all about money. Well, and that's why capitalism wins.
It's the same reason why Twitter or any social medias who have certain terms of service or policies and these right-winger free market champions complain about it. That's all it is. It's whatever's best for their bottom line. I mean, it's not some conspiracy about them trying to silence certain voices.
I disagree there.
It's the same thing. They're just a business.
It's not the same thing.
They're literally just a business.
Watch
They're
the Twitter
public.
Look at the Twitter files.
Oh, the Twitter
The
files.
Twitter files.
So let's talk about the Twitter files. What have you learned?
Nothing, because I haven't consumed it.
You haven't looked at it, but you have an opinion.
Well, not really. Other than I'm just assuming.
What's your assumption?
My assumption is Twitter, before Elon Musk, was super left, super liberal, super left-leaning, woke, and they're super. And to be clear, I think on the Twitter files it came to light that even the Trump White House had some power in muting some voices, but it was like 95% more of like the Democratic Party muting people. So I probably
Why
should
would they do that?
power? I don't know. Why do I mean why? There's a lot of whys out there.
Yeah. I guess perception is reality or whatever. So if the
What
perception,
does that have to do with it?
well, I like, because if the perception is, if somebody on Twitter who's of influence is saying something and it's perceived to be reality, then that becomes reality, whether it's reality or not.
Right.
Because at the time, I think 2020 changed some things, right? So we had a president who
I think
indulged a few theatrical fantasies that came, out there to the point where people started really questioning everything. So much so, in fact, that, there's all sorts of conspiracies and things. And
I'm going to interrupt
yeah,
because one, yes, I think 2020 melted so many people's brains, but turns out the CIA killed JFK, or at least had a hand in it, or
Did
at
that
least
come
knew about
out?
it. Yeah,
is that in the Twitter files?
it's not in the Twitter files; it's in the JFK files.
Are those,
JFK died before Twitter.
they've been redacted?
No, they declassified, a
Declassified.
bunch.
A lot of bunch
And it came out to
stuff.
say the CIA killed the president,
People are jumping to conclusions.
but it sure looks that way. My whole thing is, why would the government kill a sitting U.S. president? Why would they do that if everything that they're telling us is, if they love
It's
us?
the military-industrial complex, baby. Eisenhower, his farewell address,
What was it? What did he say?
he said, "Beware of the industrial military complex."
Yeah,
Us talking about this will be the last podcast. We're going to be
probably.
Drone striked.
Did you?
drone strike. Yeah.
Well, what happened to Harper Belmont?
They were
Well,
both in a car wreck separately at the same time.
Yeah,
Both their engine blocks blew
they
up.
died instantly.
Dude,
the next day.
Speaking of conspiracies, because this is the what we should talk about. We should do whatever we want to do podcast. Did you ever see Brad Pitt circling it back? That was a weird face. I just saw myself. Anyway, the war pig or
War Dogs.
War Dogs. The Brad Pitt.
The tank movie.
No, the Brad Pitt war movie.
The tank movie with Shia LaBeouf.
Different Brad Pitt war movie where he's
Saving Private Ryan.
I don't think
No,
he was
he's
in that
not
one.
in that.
It was the one
Deadpool 2.
where
Fury.
No, that's
War
the one with
Machine.
Shia
War
LaBeouf.
War Machine, where he plays like General McCarthy. In this, like, it's a pseudo true story.
Does he have white hair and glasses?
I don't know if he has glasses. Anyway,
I've seen the screen
doesn't-
cap.
doesn't
of it,
matter.
But
It
I don't
doesn't
know
matter.
anything else about it.
so basically, a Rolling Stones reporter was embedded. Time out. You're gonna stop laughing fairly quickly. There he is.
Yeah. he looks
What's
like
the
a
name of that?
sconch.
War
Look at that.
Machine. War
Hey,
Machine.
pull up that middle picture. He looks like a total sconch. The one where he's like, nah, no, down, right, that, no,
There,
that one,
That one.
Gadoosh. He
So,
looks like Popeye the Sailor Man.
So this whole story came about. This whole movie came about from a Rolling Stones article. It's because a Rolling Stones reporter, back when they were relevant, was embedded with them, and he got to document all of this stuff. And it was just like the reporter couldn't believe he was getting access to all that. Fast forward a couple years, he was doing another story, and I forget, so he'll have to look this up. But he's now dead. And there's video of his car getting in a wreck. and it is like, if you don't believe in conspiracy theories, you will after watching that.
He was driving the Mercedes, right? And
He
it
was
crashed into a
driving,
tree.
and all of a sudden, his car is going like 100 miles an hour in a neighborhood for no reason, and before he hits the tree, the car blows up.
Yeah.
Like, it blows up while hitting the
Kind of
tree.
like Anna Hesh, her deal. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Her car out of nowhere, she's driving normal,
Uh-huh.
and then out of nowhere it just goes berserko into a wall.
Is that on camera?
Yeah, she
Okay.
gets out of the car, and they have her restrained, and they're putting her in the back of the ambulance, and she sits up like, I'm out of here, and they put her back down, and then she died at the hospital. And
She died?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know.
yeah, it makes you wonder, like, but you know, I'm sure it's all just a coincidence.
Yeah. But I think the
I mean,
Rollings.
I'm sure it's just a coincidence. It's fine.
Death is
Don't
funny.
worry about it.
Death
Like,
is
no, I
funny.
mean, because here's the thing. You can worry about conspiracies. You can worry about other things. We'll never know. And if we did know, we'd be the guys that aren't. If you ever find out the truth to any of the conspiracy theories,
You're done.
you're dead before you're ever able to revel in your knowledge of, oh, I knew it.
Right.
I don't want to be proven right on any of the crazy things I believe. I believe all sorts of weird stuff. I told you, I believe the
Lizzo's
earth is flat.
attractive.
Lizzo is attractive. She's so hot. But like, I hope none of the things I believe are real. Because if they are, then it's all real. And then it's all scary. You know what I mean?
You won't be scared.
The Michael Hastings one, that reporter
Yeah.
is that's like the one of the fishiest, like not even that's like just so blatant.
It's the Rolling
Well, what
Stones
about
guy.
the guy who killed himself? You want to talk about
Epstein?
fishy people dying? You should look into the Clintons and see how many
Well,
people.
I think he's one of the Clintons.
Oh, is he
Michael Hastings.
Oh.
I think that's what it was.
Because like,
Can you research?
Well, he wrote a. Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, can you research what his latest story he was working on?
Yeah, he was. His last story was why Democrats love to spy on Americans. It was all about NSA, all about. Also, I think, yeah, he just went deep into Bush
FBI.
era and Obama era, like miscarriages of justice, and
I don't think you use that word anymore. It's offensive. I got him.
so that's twice. We got him twice today.
Yes.
So I think would it be a safe thing to say? I mean, are the Clintons murderers? Like Bill and Hillary, or are they associated?
Depending on who you ask.
Are they
'Cause I'm
associated
sure
with murderers?
if you ask,
Is that a joke that's funny? Because there's some
No,
liberal people that would get really
no,
upset.
I
and
don't think it's
I'm a
a-
liberal person.
so here's
right?
the thing is, I think if you ask, and I'm going to project towards Sohail because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to speak on Sohail's behalf, even though he has a microphone. Is someone like Sohail would say anybody in places of power are murderers.
Well, oh,
I mean, also, what is a murder? Like yes, they've murdered. They're responsible for the murdering of like
See
countless brown people,
why they got to be wrong?
innocent people.
well,
'Cause they are. That's what the-
they were.
And Americans. I mean, they're sending Americans over to die.
Brittany
so-
Renner.
Okay, so let me be more specific.
Brittany Renner.
No, who's
Griner?
that? Who's the one? Griner got
Oh.
it.
That man needs to be brought home. What? The soldier that's over there. The soldier, the Brittany Griner, the Marine.
Yes, the Marine.
That man needs to be brought
Yes.
home.
Well, there's two of them. There's a Marine and then there's another.
Oh my God! I didn't mean that, dude. Like that's no. I meant that man.
That's what it sounded like.
No, that's not what I meant at all. I would never say that. I would not. I'm not stupid enough to make that joke and try to make that fly.
On camera.
No, yeah. No. That man needs to be brought home. And the narrative that sucks, and this is why they divide us, right? So Brittany is of the same mind. She wants that man to be brought home too.
Absolutely.
And she's devastated and gutted that he's not, right?
well, there's two guys still over there.
Okay. Well, see, I didn't even know about the other guy. I
Yeah.
just knew about and
He's been there for like 8 years.
but the media
yeah,
wants to
They-
paint a picture that she somehow won and they somehow picked her over the other guy. That
Right.
wasn't the deal. You know what I mean?
Well, it was the government did.
Yeah, they're making it seem like Joe Biden was like, hey, I'm going to bring this girl home and I'm not going to bring back the soldier.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, they're trying to make it seem like that was, that was planned out. Like,
It exactly was planned out.
okay.
Because here's the thing is like the Marine dude and the other guy that are over there, they've been there for a long time.
Yeah.
A long time. And I'm sure there's somebody advocating for the release.
How long?
I think one of them been there for like 8 years.
So back when Trump was president too?
Yeah, again, it's not a Biden thing. It's just a nobody cares thing.
Right.
And again, I don't have specifics and who needs to research anything. But like, I mean, time and time again, the Biden administration, Democratic Party, plays the race, plays the gender, plays the sexuality card over everything.
Right.
I mean, if Brittany Griner was a white dude, would anybody care? And proof is the fact that there's 2 white dudes over there right now.
How many people do you think are in prison in Russia in general that are Americans? Like, how you see a movie.
That's the thing is, who knows? I'm sure there's a countless.
Because that's really the question that it made me start asking. It wasn't so much, well, why did they pick her over the guy? I didn't view it that way. I viewed it as maybe that's just the best deal they could get, right? But I also wondered, it made me go, okay, so wait, we only know about her because she's a famous...
Right, and I was going to say, that's my follow-up is...
Yeah.
Say Brittany Griner was actually a white male actor, would the Biden administration still do the same thing? Absolutely, because it's a celebrity. So I'm gonna step back from my
famous
previous
person. Yeah,
I think it's a famous person thing versus I think the other aspects helped, and I think they were like, let's chalk it up on the board for another, But I think it's the fame aspect of it that the most part.
I'm laughing, but I do believe I agree with you. I mean, I think, I ask the dumb questions because sometimes you don't realize how dumb a question it is until you say it out loud. And I think there's a lot of people that stopped asking the dumb questions and they take things at face value and they look at it and go, okay, well, if that's what they're saying, that's the way it is. I think if you don't say the question out loud and realize how ridiculous it is, it doesn't allow you to expose what might actually be happening.
Right.
Because do I think there's anything sinister with the Democratic Party or anything sinister with Joe Biden? Or do I think there's anything sinister with the Republicans and the sinister with Donald Trump? I think they're all sinister.
Yeah.
All of them. And anybody who tells you that they're not, Ronald Reagan, who was an actor before he was the president, so maybe he was just playing a role, but he did a really good job, universally loved by both Democrats and Republicans. He said that the scariest words for somebody to hear is when somebody from the government,
I'm here to help.
Yeah, says I'm from the government, I'm here to help.
So to piggyback on that, but I think also people need the space to not only ask dumb questions, but also have dumb conversations. Because even if you rewind this podcast right here, this little episode, where like dumb, not dumb. I'm sure all of it's dumb, but like being able to self-discover, it's like, oh, maybe that's not what I think.
Yeah,
maybe I think this, and it's like,
kind of terrible.
Oh, well, maybe I'll go back here because again, like before when we were talking about Shia LaBeouf or Kevin Spacey, is like, I don't care. They're good actors.
No, I cared about the Kevin Spacey one bothers me, and now the Shia LaBeouf bothers me too. But I didn't know about Shia LaBeouf.
But I'm just saying. But but I can see from a financial standpoint, it's like, oh yeah, I would care if I was the investor.
Yeah.
I still stand by as a consumer. I'm not gonna watch Transformers.
Right.
Because
Would you watch?
The kids say that slaps?
Here's the thing that's funny about the
Listen, Hitler's paintings were great.
Here's the thing that's funny about the Kevin Spacey thing is now, weirdly, I think if he was to come out with a movie, he would get press, he would get talk shows, he would get all the things, and it would be it'd be a forgiveness tour that he would do. And the difference is Mel Gibson got all those things too with The Beaver. And Mel Gibson, a lot of people think Mel Gibson probably should have got the Academy Award for The Beaver, but nobody booked him on any shows. Nobody booked him on any things. But they'll book Kevin Spacey And if we look at Kevin Spacey and then we look at Mel Gibson and we were to just compare and contrast, right?
Yep.
You would come quickly to the conclusion that there are some differences. What those differences might be, are they strong enough to give one opportunity to this person and no opportunities to this person? Maybe. But I think it's a lot easier for Hollywood to forgive a
actual criminal versus
somebody who
says
said some stupid
bad
things.
stuff.
Yeah.
But again, it's the it's very similar to the conversation of like Alex Jones.
Well, that guy deserves every bad thing that. I mean, like,
no, because
can you imagine the stones on somebody to look parents in the eyes and say, "Hey, this didn't happen"?
Horrible.
I got
just like somebody go hit him with a baseball bat, whatever. I get that, but where you lose me personally is when you give him a $1 billion fine or whatever the legal terminology of what that bill is. And then you go back and go, wait a minute. Okay. The Aaron Brockovich case, the PCLDTY, whatever.
the water company.
The water,
right?
PC, whatever it is. But the Aaron Brockovich movie thing, you remember how much that settlement was?
It wasn't $1 billion.
It was like $360 million.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you've got O.J. Simpson, who killed, allegedly, some say his son did it.
He killed those people.
I think his settlement was, but again, though.
I mean, he killed those people,
but he
right?
lost.
Like, are we all...
Some people think his son did it, but he lost the civil case. The civil case said he was responsible for killing for their deaths. That, I think, was like $30-something million. So, and then you've got, and then you've got these cases repeatedly, where it's like, hey, there's this amount of money for this thing. O.J. Simpson killed 2 people. This company ruined thousands of people's lives, and those together are still not as much as Alex Jones' $1 billion for saying some really messed up words.
No.
Because words are violence.
Well, I think...
And again, totally messed up. Like these people, they lost their kids.
Yeah.
Horrifying. I can't imagine and think about it. Makes me kind of like a little bit teary and a little emotional, but and I'm usually not at all. But I'm just saying that's the price of freedom of speech.
Yeah.
Being able to have to put up with somebody saying some shitty things.
Yeah. Freedom isn't free. Remember that song from the Team America?
And I'm proud.
No, it's like, it takes folks like you and me. It's like the stupidest song ever.
What is it?
I think it was about dollar.
I really hope. Oh, well, we should probably cut anyway.
All right, let's do it.
Listen. Hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Watch the things, like, subscribe, buy stuff in the affiliates. He's got clothes. I got clothes.
Stuff. You just link
whatever.
It.
Just
if you
buy
like
shit.
the way I look, just you're going to like.
Comment about his hair. That's what he needs.
That's what I need.
We'll see you later. Bye.